this identity crisis isn't a failure, it's actually your greatest opportunity. We skip over the part where we actually have to grieve the woman we are leaving behind. It feels taboo to admit we miss our younger selves. You are allowed to miss the energy, the body, or the simplicity of who you used to be, while still fiercely protecting the woman who you are becoming.
Midlife in Motion is the podcast for women who want to reclaim their metabolism, maintain their mobility, and recognize their divine worth. I'm your host, Angie Collingwood, fitness and yoga instructor, body confidence, and menopause coach. This show bridges the gap between science and soul. We move beyond quick fixes to discuss the real pillars of longevity. Get ready to start dancing into midlife.
Hey there, and welcome back. This is the space where science meets compassion. If you're listening to this while sitting in your car in a grocery store parking lot, staring at the steering wheel and wondering who is this person in the rear view mirror, well, this episode is for you. Before we dive in, I want to gently warn you, this may be a tender and emotionally intense episode. You may want to listen or re-listen in a space where you can fully allow the emotions to surface, to grieve, to feel them in your body, even to shed some tears. Lately, I've heard from women over 40 say the exact same thing. I don't know who I am anymore. It's a disorienting feeling. Maybe you don't recognize how your body feels. Your emotions feel overwhelming and you don't understand your own reactions. You may feel run down and overburdened, not recognizing the face in the mirror or the body you once inhabited. It's hard to feel like you when your body starts behaving like an unpredictable roommate who keeps changing the thermostat or shrinking your clothes. You've spent decades being the reliable employee, the good daughter, the super mom, or the supportive partner. But now the kids are older and don't need you as much. You've spent years focused on their needs, their schedules, and now you may feel a great sense of loss. You are unsure about what you want anymore. You feel removed from your sense of purpose. Maybe your career feels unfulfilling and stagnant, or your relationships are changing and the roles that used to define you feel like a coat that's 3 sizes too small. Take this moment to allow the uncertainty, allow these emotions to wash over you, and feel compassion for yourself. You are not in this alone. Today, we're going to talk about why this identity crisis isn't a failure. It's actually your greatest opportunity. Woman we left behind. Let's acknowledge the grief. Often we talk about stepping into your power in midlife, but we skip over the part where we actually have to grieve the woman we are leaving behind. It feels taboo to admit we miss our younger selves, but it is entirely normal. Take a moment to mourn the 30-year-old version of yourself. It doesn't mean you are ungrateful for where you are now. It just means you are acknowledging the transition. You are allowed to miss the energy, the body, or the simplicity of who you used to be, while still fiercely protecting the woman who you are becoming. Pause right now to feel these emotions. It's also okay to grieve the shift in motherhood as your children's needs change. Give yourself 90 seconds right now to really allow the emotions. Grieve, feel them in your body, shed the tears. You will feel much better and be better equipped to move forward rather than staying stuck in the past. Go ahead and pause and return back when you're ready. When you get a glimmer of your younger, powerful self, instead of being sad she's gone, say, "Thank you, past me, for that experience." We must practice acceptance, which literally means to receive. To receive where you are right now, remind yourself that you are trading the exuberance of youth for the wisdom and openness of your current self. Remember, you aren't lost. You are just no longer willing to be the version of yourself that everyone else needed you to be. The old programming to please everyone else is crashing, and that is a good thing. How to negotiate a peace treaty. Now, we have to talk about what might feel like the alien in the mirror. It is incredibly hard to feel yourself when your body feels like she has staged a coup. If you feel disconnected from your physical self, here is how we start coming back home to her. Stop the body time travel. We spend so much energy mourning the body we had at 25, but here's a reality check. That body didn't have the wisdom, the resilience, or the stories you have now. Remove the clothes that no longer fit or look right from your closet. Keeping them is a daily act of self-aggression. Update your closet to clothing that fits your body today and helps you feel confident. The clothes need to fit you and your lifestyle, not the other way around. Shift from aesthetics to agency. When you don't recognize your body, stop nitpicking and start feeling gratitude for what she does for you every day. This is the era of strength training. It's not about burning calories anymore. It's about bone density and feeling capable. There is something deeply grounding about lifting something heavy when you feel like your life is up in the air. It reminds you that you are still a force to be reckoned with, that you still have power to impact those around you, that you are strong. Menopause can make you feel numb or just over it. We need to remind your brain that your body is joy, not just a source of symptoms or signals. The tip: try a sensory grounding mindfulness practice. Use a high-quality body oil or lotion and actually massage your feet or hands. Don't mindlessly slap it on. Notice the texture. Reoccupy your skin. It sounds simple, but it tells your nervous system, I am still here and I am taking care of this vessel. This can be a powerful coming home opportunity, an opportunity for sensory reconnection. Fire the grin and bear it mentality. We've been taught that the change is just something to suffer through. It isn't. The tip: ask the questions, find the answers, be your own advocate, be that difficult patient. If your doctor tells you that your brain fog, joint pain, or loss of libido is just part of aging, find a menopause specialist. Whether it's HRT, lifestyle shifts, or supplements, you don't have to feel like a shell of yourself. Feeling like you again often starts with getting your biochemistry back on your side. More tips to come in future episodes. The reality check: you aren't losing your looks. You are gaining a look that reflects a woman who has survived, thrived, and is now evolving. This isn't a downgrade. It's an upgrade that requires a new manual. So how do we start this rediscovery process? It's not about finding a brand new person. It's about excavating the person we have always been. We do this through an identity audit, a structured self-assessment to evaluate who you are right now, separate from your roles. Think of it like a stock take for your soul. An audit helps you identify what still fits, what's expired, and what's missing. Here is how to conduct one, broken down into 4 phases. Phase 1, the role audit. Identify how much of your day is spent being a version of yourself for others. Make a list of every hat you wear. The goal is to separate your true self from your functional self. The roles you have are important. It's easy to get so caught up in the amazing role of motherhood that we forget who we once were. Remember that before you were a mom, you were you. Insert your first name here. Before I was a mom, I was Angie. And I still am. I was attending a book group meeting, and a woman shared that she wrote a book for her children titled Before I Was Your Mom. I love this idea. What a fantastic approach to helping her children learn more about her, but also reminding her of her former self, interests, and goals. Take some time every day to look at the person in the mirror and recognize her value. Remember, your most important identity is in your divine nature. You are a child of God, a daughter of God. You are worth so much more than you can imagine. Phase 2, the internal audit or the values check. Values shift in midlife. What mattered at 25, like ambition, being liked, physical perfection, often feels hollow at 50. What are your top 3 non-negotiables today? Write down 10 adjectives you currently use to describe yourself, and 10 you want to be described as. If you want to be peaceful, but your current audit shows you are frantic, you've identified where your identity is misaligned. Phase 3, the should to the spark. Grab a notebook, write down everything you think you should be doing, should be, should have, or how you should look. Most of our identity is wrapped up in the shoulds or obligations we never actually signed up for. Reframe those shoulds. Should you really look the same as you did 20 years ago? Should you really have it all figured out? Replace some shoulds with yours. Don't worry about finding a grand passion. Look for micro interests. What was the last thing that made you lose track of time? Was it a specific book? Gardening, a fun fitness class? Are there any educational, health, or career goals you have put off that you want to pursue? When you make your health tools about your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual balance, you actually show up better for everyone else. It becomes a flow of well-being rather than a list of shoulds. Phase 4, the body audit, or the reconciliation. This audit examines the stories you tell yourself about your changing physical self. The question, is my body a project I am failing at, or a home I am living in? The action, look at your daily habits. Are you exercising to punish a body that's changing or to empower a body that's transitioning? The goal is to stop viewing the physical changes of midlife as a loss of self and start viewing them as a time of growth. The goal of an identity audit isn't to find a new you. It's to realize that the person you've always been all along is still there. She's just been buried under decades of other people's expectations. Navigating pushback. As you do this work, you will enter the liminal space. In physics, the liminal space is a threshold between what was and what is next. It's uncomfortable because you're neither the old you nor the new you. Give yourself permission to be under construction. You don't need a new bio or a new brand today. You just need to explore. It's okay to be in between. When you look in the mirror lately, are you looking for the woman you were, or are you looking for the woman you are becoming? Allow the space to become who you are meant to be. Be prepared for relationships to shift. When the new you rocks the boat by changing boundaries, relationships feel the shockwave. Friends or partners who were comfortable with the always accommodating version might push back. As you start saying no, people might say, "You've changed." The reframe. You can reply, even just in your head, "Thank you. I worked really hard to do so." You are also going to enter the awkward beginner phase. We are so used to being competent professionals or expert mothers that being bad and clumsy at something new is terrifying. Whether it's a watercolor class or a strength training class, giving yourself permission to suck at something new is the ultimate act of liberation. Allow the process of growth. So, who am I anyway? Let's be real. Society tells us that by midlife, we should be settled. But the truth is, midlife is often a period of unbecoming. The reframe. Think of it like a biological and psychological software update. Your old programming to please everyone else is crashing. The hormonal shift. We can't ignore the biology. Perimenopause and menopause don't just affect your sleep, they rewire how you process emotions and boundaries. That sudden lack of patience, it might just be your soul finally refusing to put up with things that don't serve you. The space. For the first time in years, there might be a little bit of quiet. And in that quiet, the questions you've been too busy to ask finally start awakening. Does one of those specific areas, roles, values, or your body feel like the place where you've lost yourself the most? Which of your current roles feels the heaviest to carry right now? You aren't lost. You are just no longer willing to be the version of yourself that everyone else needed you to be. I am giving you a formal permission slip right now. It is okay to change your mind about what you like. It is okay to want more or less than you currently have. It is okay to take time for yourself for the first time in 20 years. If you don't know who you are, it means the canvas is blank again. This is where you explore your sense of self, the story of who you are and who you aren't. This is the place where true art happens. This week, I have 2 actions for you. First, I want you to try something new, or one thing you used to love as a child before the world told you who to be. Paint, dance, ride a bike, read a mystery novel, anything that sparks your interest. See if that little girl is still there. Spoiler alert, She is. Second, share your voice. I am currently working on some new podcast episodes, workshops, and resources for our Midlife in Motion community. And I want to make sure I am truly speaking to the heart of what you are walking through right now. To do that, I need your voice. I put together a very brief, completely confidential survey. It asks a few thoughtful questions about the real life struggles and concerns you might be having regarding your health, your changing body, and your relationships during this season. The link will be in the show notes for that quick 3-minute survey. Please know that this is a safe, judgment-free space. Your insights will directly shape the tools and conversations we create next, helping us all learn to partner with our bodies rather than fight them. Now, let's take a deep breath. Give yourself a 20-second hug and embrace your power. I would be so honored and grateful to have you share this with someone you know who needs to hear this powerful message. And feel free to share the survey with others as well. The more voices we have, the better. Thank you for trusting me, for being a part of this community, and for showing up for yourself. You're doing better than you think, and the you that's emerging is going to be your favorite version yet. Have a great day.
You are building a foundation for the next 40 plus years of your life, brick by brick, breath by breath. You are a miracle. Treat yourself like one. If you know a woman who needs to hear this, please share this episode and remember to subscribe. I'm Angie Collingwood. Keep moving and dancing. This is Midlife in Motion. I'll see you soon.